Getting started with C# or any programming language can feel confusing at first. There's often an unnecessary delay between preparing to start and actually writing code. If I were learning C# from scratch today, I would follow the exact simple steps I'll explain in this video to help you start coding right away. Plus, I'll guide you on what to do next. Let's dive right in. The first step, even before learning any theory, is to download and install a code editor on your computer so that you can start writing code from day one and test everything you learn. Sometimes we talk ourselves out of things when we get too caught up in theory, so simply being ready to code from the beginning will make the initial learning experience much easier. There are several options available, but I'd recommend Visual Studio. It's what I've always used and it's completely free. Plus, you'll likely need it later when you start building web applications or any other type of application in the future. Here's how to set it up in just a few simple steps. Go to the Microsoft Visual Studio website and download the free Community Edition. You'll need to install Visual Studio once it finishes downloading. Then open it and create a new project. Select Console App as the template. This will create a command line application, which is the best type of application to start with, and I'll explain why in just a bit. Choose a name for your project, select the .NET version, and click Create. Once Visual Studio loads your project, you'll see a file named program.cs. This is the entry point of your C# application. Now you're ready to start coding. But before diving in, it's important to first understand what the console is and why console applications are the best place to begin. The console is a simple text-based interface that allows your program to display messages and take user input. It's one of the easiest ways to see how your code behaves and is a great starting point for learning the fundamentals of programming. Instead of jumping straight into graphical user interface applications, or GUIs as they are called, where you have to manage buttons, windows, and other visual elements, console applications let you focus purely on core programming concepts. You don't have to worry about designing layouts or handling complex UI interactions. Instead, you can concentrate on the logic behind how programs work. With console applications, you can easily grasp key C# concepts like storing data using variables, performing operations on that data, interacting with user input, testing different programming logic, printing outputs to the screen. Even though console applications are simple, they are powerful enough to create useful programs like basic calculators for performing mathematical operations, to-do list managers for storing and retrieving tasks, apps that process text or data, and much more. By mastering the console first, you'll build a strong foundation in C# before moving on to more advanced applications. Alright, let's write some actual C# code. Open the program.cs file. This is where your main code is stored. Every C# program starts from this file, and for now we'll keep things simple. Let's type in the following command: console.writeLine hello world. Now what's happening here? Let's break it down. Console.writeLine is a built-in method that prints text to the console. It's one of the most commonly used methods for displaying output. Hello world, the text inside the parentheses, is what will be displayed on the console. You can replace it with any message you like. The semicolon at the end is also important. Every statement in C# must end with a semicolon, which tells the computer that the command is complete. Writing this kind of message and creating a simple program like this is how almost every developer starts when learning a new programming language. But we haven't run the program yet, so we're not quite there. Before moving on to the next step, I wanted to mention that I have a C# ebook called C# Unlocked, which can help you learn all of the C# insights you need in the right order. It consists of 30 chapters covering everything from fundamentals to advanced topics, including tips, practical examples, and projects. Having a high-quality reference guide that you can use anytime is, I think, one of the best benefits. It will allow you to focus more on coding rather than wasting time searching the internet for what you need. If you think this could help you, just check out the link in the description below. And let's move on with the video. So let's go ahead, run our program, and see it in action. Click the Start Without Debugging button at the top. you'll see Hello World appear in the console. That's cool, right? But what actually happened behind the scenes? When you run your program, something important happens in the background. Your C# code needs to be translated into a language the computer can understand. You've probably heard that computers can only understand instructions in the form of binary code, meaning zeros and ones. This is where the compiler comes in. The compiler takes our human-readable C# code and converts it into machine code, allowing our program to execute and display the output in the console. So in other words, the compiler bridges the gap between the language we write and the language our computers understand. Well, congratulations on building your first C# program. Now with your code editor still open, your next step is to learn the right C# topics one by one and practice them here. I have a video that should be on the screen which will show you all the essential C# syntax to focus on. So click on it and I'll see you there.